Hey, what's up guys? Professor Tom, hope you love this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe and enjoy. Alrighty guys, real quick, just jump on the mats when you can, Brad. So what we're going to do for a quick warm-up, and just as a reminder, I know many of you guys have done it, we've just got a little form on the desk here that's just about your gradings, so what your current grade is and when you were graded that grade. You'll see what people have written down. Just make sure you are on that list, because in a couple of weeks I'll start making grading decisions and doing some informal testing, ready in about 4 weeks for when we start grading people up. So let's just warm up, guys. This is going to be like one of the movement patterns today defensively. So I just want you to practice like this here. This movement pattern is used for a lot of things, okay? But the idea, I keep looking down while my hips face up, so I'm like twisting. So there's like some spinal torsion here, okay, like this. All right, so I just want you to warm up like that first. Let's go. Pretty simple stuff. This is how you stop a scissor sweep, by the way. Very effective too when you go to counter scissor sweeps with heel hooks for the advanced guys. You can also switch out of a lot of wrestling positions like this. So we're now just going to have a look at something pretty simple, but we're going to be looking at a lot of scissor sweeps tonight. So what I want you guys to do is practice going from this position, ready? So like you have your hands out, move your hip back onto the side. So I'm moving it back on a bit of an angle, so I end up on my hip, and then I want you to kick your legs across like this and get up to your knees, okay? So just to demonstrate again, here, hip out, so we're on our side. We want to scissor our legs and then get to our knees, okay? So pretty simple. It's like a scissor sweep without someone there. So you move onto your side, scissor your legs, get to your knees, okay? Go. Chili by the door. Good job, guys. And great to have you on the mats, Emma. How many weeks?
23. 24 more.
Whoa, way past. That's a month past halfway.
Yeah.
I was just talking to one of the kids' class mums, and her 2 twins came out at 23 weeks.
Oh my god.
Alright guys, last one. This is just going to help with the pass today. I just want you guys to sort of have wide knees and just practice like pushing your hips forward. Like it's a bit of a stretch here. This is like a really good applied stretch for your hips, and we're about to use this. And then once you've stretched out, just practice dancing your feet like your windshield wipers. You know, like on your car. Okay, so just knees wide, hips forward till you feel the stretch, and then just dance your feet a few times. Literally, that's what we'll do later to pass. That's it, go for it guys. Alright guys, so we've been talking about crossing center lines. So crossing center lines, so who was here last night? Alright, so and yesterday morning we did similar stuff. So it was all about elbows, crossing our center line. We make them cross, they cross, we counter. Once they cross, we head and arm choke them. We arm barred them, we took their back. We did all these cool things. Today we're going to look at knees crossing center lines. Alright, so I'm going to borrow Billy to demonstrate. So Billy's in my closed guard. And we looked at if Billy's arm goes past the center line, it makes for an easy armbar or sweep, okay? It also makes for an easy back tap, all right? But of course, this is a two-way street. So my arm pinned across doesn't really do much, to be honest, okay? But my knee across absolutely does. So there's this technique called a basic sweep, a simple sweep, a scissor sweep, okay? We grab a sleeve, we grab a collar, I put my feet on the ground, I move my butt out, just like our warm up, and I slide my knee across. Okay? But if I go all the way across, alright, I get stuffed up. He sprawls on my leg just like that stretch, and now his feet can windshield wiper dance, and now he passes my guard, squishing me. And that will form our first technique tonight. So, our second technique will be the scissor sweep. It's very important to realize that we never want our knee to slide across the midsection. Okay? But it's not just up to me. See, I could be doing my scissor sweep properly, but he now pushes my knee across. Ugh. Okay? It's a pretty long lever, your femur, and a very weak muscle group here, like your reverse thigh master. So he pushes my leg across, or I'm a goofball and try to do my scissor sweep with my knee already across the midsection. We never want to cross the center line with our knees. Okay? So from here, I wouldn't be able to sweep him. So he leans forward and crunches it in so I can't get it back. And now he can dance his feet around until he can pass, and he runs to the side. And he could run to the other side too. Let's have a look. He does it to me. So Billy holds a sleeve and a collar, and he goes to slide across. And either he makes a mistake, so this is the mistake, his knee's gone past the middle. Right? So imagine the middle line of my abs, and as soon as his knee goes past the middle line of my abs, he's now lost that leverage. Of course, I could push Billy. He could make a mistake on his own, or I can get a bit crafty and move my center line to the left. A little bit of Muhammad, a little bit of just some random guy was called Muhammad and went up the mountain. So I can get this a lot of ways. So as he's got me, I sprawl forwards on him. Don't sprawl back. Okay, you risk a trunk. So I sprawl forwards, I widen out my knees, and now I start dancing my feet over, and I can pass to the blind side or the face side, the open side. Okay, both have pros and cons. I prefer blind side, but they will often try to get up. So if you do pass to the blind side, you expect to try to take their back if they try to avoid points, like comp guys. So again, Billy gets grips. Sleeve with the left hand, collar with the right hand. If I had no gi, he'd grab elbow with the left hand and head with the right hand. There's no difference. He slides the knee across, but I help him. I lean forward, I spread my knees, and I start to dance my legs until I pass. Okay? So for the colored belts here, when you do this one, he goes to sweep you, all right? Sometimes from this position, if I'm like trying to keep this position and I feel his knee coming up, right? You can reach under and use his foot as a lever. I don't want to see any white belts doing this. Why? Because you're going to hurt someone's knee because you won't respect the lever enough. Okay? So you can get to this position people call a navy ride. Okay? It's almost out of fashion because it injures people. Like, I would never want to teach this to a white belt. Okay? So by the time you make a color belt, you've seen people get injured. You've probably had a couple of niggling injuries or something. So you've like got a healthy respect. And in my gym, I feel very safe that everyone's trying to treat each other safely. But to be safe, guys, just the colored belts, just understand that you've got a tremendous lever here to keep his knee on the bad side there. Okay? So you can just be aware of that, and it does feed into our toe holds really easily. Alright, so it's called a navy ride. He tries to kick out of it, colored belts. I now have my basic pass. Okay? So that's just something to bear in mind. So for the rest of you guys, and even the color belts, he goes to do a scissor sweep, I push the knee down and I hip forward, knees wide. And then you've got to start dancing your feet around until you pass. Okay? Let's practice with our partners. Do 3 passes. You can go either side. 3 passes, then it's your turn. Your buddy does 3. Okay? Let's go! Okay guys, time. We've got to move pretty quick. We've got a short class tonight. So we need to make our scissor sweep good now. So what did we do wrong? Our knee went across. So if across is bad, not across might just be good. And that is exactly correct. So borrowing Big J, Jake's in my closed guard, guys. I get my grips. Now let's look at details. Open the collar, deep grip. Get the sleeve, I grab the seam under his elbow, my knees remain squeezed as my feet go down, and now my knee is in his floating ribs and my toe is on the ground, but my heel is up, so I'm projecting my knee into his floating ribs. If he tries to push it across, it's like spearing into his ribs, okay? Now from this position, I'm going to give him a big pull and punch hard like a right hook. So I give him a big pull, and now two things are pushing and two things are pulling in. So my left hand is pulling in and my left leg is pulling in, and my right hand is pushing him across and my right knee is pushing him across. So I pull him forwards and I steer him over and I get to mount, okay? So this position. If I was in no-gi, I'd just have these grips. But if I've got his gi, as soon as I get to mount, I come across and I'll put my left hand on the mat. So when Jake tries to roll me, I've got my grip, and then I slide back until the styloid head of my ulnar bone, that lump you see there, is under his ear, checking his pulse. I get the grip, stiff, strong hands, and lean forward with my body weight. Okay, stiff, strong hands and arms. None of this bent arm stuff. All right, so let's have a look again. For the color belts, what you guys can practice as well is if he scissor sweeps me, do one scissor sweep successfully, and then on your second one, back knee in and put him in the Ashi. From here, you can push the toes down and then rotate around for your toe hold, or wrap his foot, hold the fulcrum in tight, and then I'm gonna come back with my ankle, the elbow here, and I do the top side ankle lock. Really trying to focus in my radius bone into the side of that big triangle bone you see here on Mr. Skeleton. So we're trying to get the radius head into the side of this bone here, okay? So you kind of look at that big triangle bone, you try to push that into it. So color belts, you can practice that high side ankle lock, but you've got to get your knee through and go to Ashi. So do a few of the cross chokes, then you can bust a couple of those out, all right? So one more time with the basic solution. I'll show the no-gi grips, for instance. 1, 2, turn to the side, pull him forward, and then scissor him over. And get to the top. No cross choke in no-gi. Alright? So here we are, ready for like we did last night. Moving the arm across, going for our submissions. Okay, let's go! When you go to do this sweep, if you can pull them forwards, just like last night's throw, the judo throw you did, if you can pull them forwards, things are going to work well. You'll probably put that person on their back. So, if they know that going forwards is bad, probably going backwards is good. So that's what tends to happen. So what we need to do is we need to be able to follow them up with an attack, and I'm going to show you two that I really like, okay? Two of them can be done like in the gi, but only one of them can be done in no gi. So I'll borrow Jake. So the scissor sweep position is like a really good position for me to hang out with, like this. If I can pull him forwards, it makes his hips light so he can be swept. But you imagine, big strong guy like Jake, he's got 100 kilos sitting back, like, my legs aren't gonna flick that guy over, okay? Yes, I could come to the other side and cross choke him from here. That's a wonderful combination we've often taught here. However, there's a couple of other things that I can do that work really well, and I think of just very good basic jiu-jitsu. Let's have a look at one. I take his sleeve, I put my hand on the mat, and I get up to my feet, like this. I then take that left hand that was controlling his sleeve, and I cup his thigh, and then I just push him perpendicular to his thigh. So I cup the knee, and I push him horizontally opposing his thigh here. And I just run him down with my legs, and I put him down here, and I end up in a knee right position, all ready to go for my cross lapel choke again. Let's have a look at this one. I think this is like a cheating sweep, because it's like, I'm playing guard, no, I'm not on my feet. So it's kind of like breaking that unspoken rule of he's on top, I'm on the bottom. So he wants to lean back. It's like going to be a hard guy to get a good strong opponent like this off his heels. So my hand goes back, my leg goes back, I grab the knee and I just push him down, making sure his knees are well and truly clear, so I end up in this X position, and then I can invert my X to go for a choke here. Alright? So let's just quickly have a look how we do that no gi if we didn't have a gi on tonight. So I'm here with Jake, and I've got him, and especially in no-gi, my pulling grips don't have as much staunchness in them, because I'm not grabbing onto fabric. I'm trying to just pull some sweaty guy's wrist and head. If he's leaning back, it's going to be hard. 1, 2, 3, and drive. Moving in here, landing in our knee right position. Okay? So let's just have a look at an attack we can do from there. So that's a good combo to get a sweep. But if he's got a collar on, okay, I can slide my grip slightly looser. Okay? So instead of being up here, that's very conducive to pulling, but it's not very good for this choke. I slide down. What I'm looking for is an ability to get this under his chin. Okay, so the best chokes encompass both sides of the neck and the front of the neck. So we've got the blood stopping from going in and out of the brain, and stopping air. So it's like everything. So I go a little bit looser. I pull his head down as my hand wraps this lapel underneath. And then I go through the gap. Okay? So I'm going high elbow, and then I go through the gap. So I go loose lapel, pull his head down, and then I tuck it under here. Now from this position, I just hold him in guard, and I pull and push. Just like I'm doing some upside down bow and arrow. This is called a loop choke. So I'm here, I'm trying to get Jake, but he's leaning back and stuff, he's keeping his head down, body low. I pull him down, and I go for the loop choke here. So I like to come over on top of this shoulder, okay, and then finish. Alright, so here, I pull his head down, under, and I like to go here for my finish personally. For the color belts on the mat, just make sure you've got a good loop choke defense. And you think about it like boxing, bobbing and weaving. So when this hand comes down, he bobbles and weaves under it. That's the defense. If you know it, it's the easiest choke to avoid. But like, I've been choked unconscious in competition twice with this choke when I was like I think a purple belt. So yeah, you know, don't get too arrogant in your defense. So I come down and to bob and weave out. If he knows it, he will get it. And I'll tell you what, once you get it locked in, he's good to go. Some people try to fall onto their back, and the choke will stay on. That's how I went unconscious. Right? So just bear that in mind. I remember I didn't fight with the coach until I was a black belt. I never had a coach in my corner, ever. All those matches, I never had a coach. And then once, when I was a purple belt, I had someone coach me, John Will, and he coached me, and I took the guy down with like his favorite takedown because I was trying to impress my coach. You know, I never thought I'd get this chance again. So I took him down, and the guy wrapped up this choke on me. And I'm like, I really should escape this and roll out of this. And John's yelling, hold your position, stay right there. And I was like, I'm about to go to sleep. He must know something I don't. Okay, like I'm not going to disobey it. Like I've never had a coach before. I'm not about to disobey his direct orders. And the footage is hilarious. He's like, stay right there, great position, just hold there. And then after a while, the guy's like, this dude's been sleeping for ages. And I'm just there, and he's probably did a great job, and I've just been asleep for like 30 seconds, probably just losing brain cells. So yeah, maybe I should have moved. but you know, that loop choke can come on like that, and it can be a great one to put guys to sleep. So the beauty of this loop choke is, if I'm threatening with the loop choke and he does go out of it like this, he's really vulnerable then to my sweep. But if he's really worried about the sweep and he backs up on his haunches, it can be really easy to me to do this. But now if he doesn't want anything to do with that, he leans all the way back, and now it's really easy to do this. Okay? So practice that combination, guys, and then after a while, once you get into this position, you're a very dangerous man or woman. Because no matter if he does nothing, sweep. Okay? Cross-choking from mount. If he wants to go backwards, you can stand up, push him over. Okay? If he wants to stay staunch there and go low, well then I'll hit him with my loop choke. Okay? Let's go. Alrighty guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some wall drills tonight to start our rolling. So wall drills are pretty simple. You basically have some guys and girls on the wall, and the rest of us are rolling on the mat. If you win the drill, you stay in, so the winners get tired. The newer students get time to recover and learn from their mistakes and watch what others do right and wrong. And then hopefully by the end we're all equally tired and it all blends the mat together. So what you're going to do tonight, you imagine I jump in here with Gary. We play rock, paper, scissors. Right, okay, he won. So he gets to start in the scissor sweep position. So then he starts, from the guard, he'll get his grips on me, and he gets into the scissor sweep position, and then we go, all right, ready, and go. And then, oh, he won. Okay, awesome. So how could he win? Getting to the top. He might do a move from tonight, or some other move, doesn't matter, but he gets to the top. If he chokes me, armbars me, Kimuras me, or footlocks me, he wins. But I win. Obviously, if I tap him, I win. But it's pretty hard to tap someone from like there. But if I get past his guard, so you imagine he tries to sweep me, and I balance, and now I get past his guard here, then I've won. As soon as I'm in side control or mount, front control, knee ride, I've won the back. Okay? So if I tap him or I get past his guard, I win. If he sweeps me or taps me, he wins. And then I'll stay in and play rock, paper, scissors with Paul, who'll be on the line first. So is anyone not rolling tonight, other than our 25-week pregnant or whatever student at home? Anyone else not rolling tonight? Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. You guys are in. 1, 2, 3. You guys on the wall. Alright, let's go! Yeah, you guys jump in.
Yes, all right. Yep. Okay, what do you want? What do you want?
Hey guys, I got some music on. Let's do it. Ready? Your rash guard's on the back of the front, but you know what? You still pull it off well, mate. job, fellas. Tough ass wipe. Great job, Emma. Great to see you on that side.
Hey guys, hope you love the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget you can check out thegrapplingacademy.com for more courses. Have fun on the mats. Happy rolling.
Bye.